I put the bed on just to see what was up, and I found I did need to trim the ends of the frame, which I did. I think I'm going to put the bed on here stock height, which is 3/4 of an inch off the highest part of the frame. Still got to level it out because I can't. I guess I'm going to build a mock-up bed floor so I can figure that out. It's hard to sit it in there with it loose like that. Got the floor pan sitting there, looks nice. Pretty much got the tire centered up where I need it. I was trying to figure out about this radiator core support, which I didn't take out, so I'm trying to figure out the way the stuff goes together on it and how much I need to trim it so I can work on getting some mounts together for that. The cab mounts look like they're going to be pretty straightforward. There's holes right there in the back for the back ones. That outboard hole right there, right about the middle of the screen there, is the hole for the cab mount in the front, I'm sure. So we'll get something built to bolt that to. Not a big deal or a big issue. And then we'll go from there. But it's starting to look like a truck. The bed is a touch high. Like I said, we still got to mock it up with some kind of bed floor, which you might lower it some more, but I don't want to raise the bed floor any, so we're gonna try to get it as close to the original height as possible. So still trying to work all the little details out, but we're getting it slowly but surely. Get this fender back off and get this dent knocked out of it. Got a new pan for the front. It goes up underneath the grill, because this one got bent when they crashed it. So we'll get that fender straightened out. See if we can't get the core support figured out and get that panel bolted in and figure out how the front end placement's going to go on this thing. But she's coming together really well. Got the clutch kit, the flywheel, the water pump, all the bolts to bolt the clutch and pressure plate together, bell housing bolts. Got a starter there. So we're getting it together. Pretty sure we got this rear end centered up pretty good because it's right in the middle of where the hump is on the bed. So Alright, I've got the alternator power steering pump bracket mocked up. It's like pretty good clearance. Not an issue here. And then we're getting the inner structure to the fenders put on here, which I didn't take off. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna have to trim some off of the radiator support to get it to go in here. So what I'm doing right now is trying to figure out how much I need to trim. And what we're going to do is just trim a small portion at a time until we figure out what we got. So that's what we're working on right now. I've knocked most of the dent out of this fender here. I mean, it's still in there some, but I mean, it's enough knocked out to where I can get some of this stuff lined up. And I've got this inner panel right here bolted on, which bolts to the radiator support. So that's what we're working on now, trying to figure out what we got to do. So I think we're gonna cut on this line right here on this side, or probably both sides, but it'll probably end up having to go up some more on this side because this is the side the steering box is on. So we're just going to trim a little at a time until we get where we want to be, and then we'll go from there. We got the radiator support in. This rod right here is bent pretty bad. That side doesn't seem to be bent so bad. I mean, this is a 70-year-old truck or whatever. So it's coming together. This pan that goes behind the fenders in the front, or between the fenders in the front. Those struts go down to that pan that goes between the two fenders at the bottom. This balance pan right here, which it's not quite fitting right yet, which, like I said, we still got a lot of fitting we're doing. But this pan right here, the frame horns are going to interfere with this pan, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to put it in or not, because if you notice, this edge right here goes right here, and there's the horns right there. So there's not that much room on either side, and we can't trim anymore. And we can't slide the front end forwards anymore because, let's see if we can or not. We might could slide the front end forward. We've taken and got what of the pieces of the floor that we've got, and our shifter position is just a couple inches back from the factory position. So, but it's going to have to work where it is. I mean, even if we slid the cab forward, it'd make it worse. So we're going to have to deal with it. I mean, it's just a couple inches one way or the other anyway, so it's not a major big deal. Which probably end up remaking this piece anyway. Looks like half of it's missing. And part of it was a battery box and part of it was cut out. So we don't have the whole pan anyway. That pan there is all in one piece. But it needs to be clearanced just a touch. So we're going to work with this. This is, the majority of the floor pan is working out great. So that little bit of pan is no major big deal. So we'll keep at it. We're going to work it out. As far as all the clearances and stuff, I think we're going to be fine. It's a little tight on the valve covers, but we can work that out. It's just a small little bit. The intake's got plenty of clearance. I really don't see any issues there, so we're just going to keep on plugging away here. Got lots of radiator clearance. Can work out whatever we have to do with the inner fenders. Which this one here's the driver's side's pretty mangled up already. So we might use part of the top and remake the bottom or something. But still not a big deal at all. Oh, really, really minor stuff. That's the passenger side inner fender there, and that's in really decent shape, but if we can't get it to bolt in like we want, then some trimming is going to be necessary, which we knew trimming was going to be necessary anyway. But we'll get it. Y'all just hang on.